Alright guys, for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be a Gardevoir. Gardevoir being a fairy and signature Pokemon, that is going to be a perfect time for my own Magmortar to come out, especially since my opponent is using Charm as his fast move, and of course Charm being a fairy type fast move, it is going to be doing not very effective damage against fire types. My Psychic is charged up. I do know that it is going to be resistant to the Psychic types being not very effective against Psychic types, and my Fire Spin is just doing so much damage. Both of us are doing the same amount of damage right here. I did decide to throw in the Psychic here so that I would be able to get the first feint, so that I would be able to see my opponent's next Pokemon as well. And if my opponent does want to do the same thing, he would have to sacrifice his shield, which he doesn't, but my opponent does make a swap out into a Gengar. Gengar being a poison and ghost type Pokemon, that is going to be a perfect time for my own Dragonite to come here. And as you guys see from that Dragon Breath damage, it is just doing so much damage that I do just decide to go for the hard farm down, giving us a huge advantage on energy, allowing us to get to a bunch of Dragon Claws charged up. Both of us do have one shield left, and my opponent's final Pokemon is going to be Celio. Celio being an ice and water type Pokemon, I didn't know that my Chestnut will be doing super effective damage with both his grass and fighting type moves, so that is going to be a perfect time for him to come out, and because of that, did allow us to win the first round. Good game to our opponent. For the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be a Alolan Golem. So Alolan Golem being a rock and electric type Pokemon, that is going to be a perfect time for my own Chestnut to come out once again, since we are going to be resisting all of my opponent's Alolan Golem's rock and electric type moves. So that is going to be a perfect counter against him. Alolan Golem does get to his charge right here, which I am going to be resisting once again due to electric types and the rock types being not very effective against both grass types and fighting types. And of course a Venusaur is going to be coming out. It still is going to be okay. I do just have to keep spamming in these superpowers. They are going to be doing not very effective damage, but a good amount of damage, and they do just charge up very fast. As you guys know, superpower does give your Pokemon an attack and defense debuff, so it is still okay since my own Chestnut is going to be going down pretty soon, and then after that I will be able to make a swap out into my own Dragonite and then go for the hard farm down, giving us a huge advantage. I may actually throw in a Dragon Claw, but we will see. But I just have to make a swap out into that Magmortar instead. Although we are going to be double resisting those grass type moves, we are just able to feint my opponent's Venusaur just way faster. Once again, the fire types being super effective against grass types, and of course we are going to be resisting my opponent's grass type moves. Magmortar does easily take care of that Venusaur right there. If he does make a swap out into the Alolan Golem, I do know that it is still 1 HP, so my own Magmortar will not have to worry about it at all. A Cloyster is actually going to be coming in as basically my opponent's final Pokemon, since he does have the that very low Alolan Golem in the back. Cloyster being a water and ice type Pokemon, we are going to be doing neutral damage with our fire type moves. Due to fire types being super effective against ice types but not very effective against water types, that will be causing neutral damage to occur. Psychic is going to be going out. We are able to get a good hit on my opponent. I don't actually think my opponent does have any shields, that is why, and I do decide to throw in my final shield right here. We do get hit by an avalanche, but once again, since we do have that shield, I do decide to block that out. I can see from the top that my opponent still has 1 shield left, so that was a waste. I do think that he should have thrown it in, especially since I do have that Dragonite in that back, and that ice type and those ice type moves are going to be doing double super effective damage against my Dragonite. So since that Cloyster was very low, I did decide to just farm that down. The Alolan Golem is going to be coming down, and the same fate does happen to that Alolan Golem, allowing us to win the second round. Good game to our opponent. For the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be Donphan. Donphan being a ground type Pokemon, this is going to be an even start. This is both of us doing neutral damage against each other. My Dragon Claw is charged up. We are able to get to an excellent that will be doing neutral damage once again. We're able to get my opponent's first shield there, which is still okay since we do just want the advantage as much as possible. Doesn't matter if it is going to be a shield advantage or a damage advantage. My opponent does decide to throw in a play rough right there. It was probably most likely going to insta-feint my own Dragonite due to fairy types being super effective against dragon types. So I did decide to throw in my first shield there. My Dragon Claw is charged up once again. We're able to get to another excellent, and we are able to get my opponent's final shield. And from there I did decide to make a swap out into my chestnut and go for the hard farm down. I do know that he does have access to Play Rough, and Play Rough being a fairy type charge move, it is going to be doing super effective damage against fighting types. So because of that, I did decide to throw in my final shield here as well. My opponent does have 0 shields left, and we are able to go for the hard farm down, and my opponent does make a swap out into Yen Mega. So Yen Mega being a bug and flying type Pokemon, both of my charge moves, both my fighting and leaf type moves are going to be double resisted due to fighting types and grass types being not be effective against both bug types and flying types. And of course, since they are both resisted, I do just have to throw in the stronger hitting charge move. So I did just decide to go for the energy ball, especially since my opponent will be able to get a defense debuff. There is going to be a chance, but it does seem like he doesn't. I do know that this will probably insta-feint us since both bug types and flying types are going to be doing super effective damage against us, as you guys saw there. And from there I did decide to make a swap out into my Magmortar and go for the hard farm down, especially since Fire Spin is going to be doing super effective damage against that bug type. An Executor is going to be coming out as well, an Executor being a grass and dragon type Pokemon. Our Fire Spin is only going to be doing neutral damage. It's a fire type being super effective against grass types, but not very effective against fire types. And from there, I did decide to make a swap out into my Dragonite and try to go for the hard farm down. But my opponent does get to a charge move right here, which is still going to be okay, since I do know that my opponent's final Pokemon will most likely be low, and especially since I do also have a Dragon Claw charged up, and that down fin is going to be coming out, and my Dragonite is easily able to take care of that, allowing us to win the third round. Good games, I opponent.